For centuries, the galaxy was ruled without challenge. The Clither, an alien race known for their unmatched strength and cold intelligence, controlled countless star systems. Their empire spread like a shadow across the stars, crushing any opposition. With swift and brutal force, their species lived under their iron rule, fearful and silent. The Clither had advanced technology, powerful weapons, and fleets of warships that could destroy entire planets. No one dared to stand against them. They were the galaxy's predators, feared and respected. The silence of their rule was absolute. Rebellion was crushed before it could begin. Far from the heart of the Clither Empire, on a small blue planet called Earth, humans lived unaware of the growing threat. For years, humanity focused on survival, exploration, and learning. They had their own problems, wars, conflicts, and the struggle to unite as one species. But humans were curious and determined. They looked up at the stars and dreamed of the future. In a secret research station orbiting Earth, a team of scientists picked up an unusual signal. It was faint and strange, unlike anything recorded before. The signal was a message, coded in a way that suggested intelligence, but its meaning was unclear. Dr. Lena Harris, lead scientist, stared at the data in disbelief. "This can't be natural," she said softly. "It's some kind of distress. CALL, or a warning." The message repeated every few hours, coming from deep space near the edge of the Clither Empire. It was a call for help, but from whom? Meanwhile, deep in the Clither capital, a council of warlords met in shadowed chambers. They had noticed the strange signal, too. The humans send signals from their backwater planet, growled high. Warlord Tsar, his voice cold and sharp. "They are insignificant. We do not need to waste our attention on them." But another voice challenged him. "This signal is different. It is not like their usual noise. It carries warning and challenge. Perhaps the humans are more dangerous than we thought." The council was divided. Some wanted to ignore the signal, confident that humans pose no threat. Others urged caution, arguing that the humans might be hiding something powerful. Unbeknownst to the Clither, the signal was humanity's first act of defiance. In secret, Earth's scientists had sent a message back into space, a warning to any who might threaten them. It was a silent scream into the void. "We are here. We will fight." Back on Earth, Captain Rachel Stone prepared her crew for a mission. Unlike any other, United Earth Space Force had detected unusual Clither movements near their borders. Ships were disappearing. Settlements were attacked and destroyed with no warning. Rachel, a fearless leader known for her quick thinking, an unbreakable spirit, was tasked with investigating the cause. Her ship, the Aurora, was small but fast, equipped with experimental weapons and advanced stealth technology. As the Aurora launched into the dark ocean of stars, Rachel thought about what lay ahead. She knew the Clither were ruthless. They saw humans as weak, a pest to be eradicated, but Rachel also knew something the Clither did not. Humans had the power of unity, adaptability, and an unyielding will to survive. And they had a secret weapon hidden in the depths of space, one that could change everything. The Aurora traveled through hostile space, evading Clither patrols and deadly mines. Every moment was filled with tension. The crew worked as one, their training tested to the limits then. Just as they approached the edge of the Clither-controlled zone, sensors picked up a distress beacon. It was faint but clear, a human colony under attack. Rachel ordered the ship to full speed. The crew prepared weapons and shields, ready to face whatever waited for them. When they arrived, they found devastation. The colony was burning, ships wrecked, and survivors hiding in fear. The attackers had been Clither raiders, swift, brutal, and merciless. Rachel helped evacuate the survivors, then launched a counterattack. The Aurora engaged the raiders in a fierce battle. The humans fought with courage, using their knowledge of the terrain and surprise tactics to win. The victory was small, but important. It sent a message to the Clither. Humanity would not be broken. Back on the Clither homeworld, news of the defeat spread quickly. The council grew uneasy. They realized that humans were not just a minor nuisance. They were a new challenge, unpredictable and dangerous. High Warlord Tsar's voice boomed in anger. "These humans defy us. They strike when we are not ready. We must crush them before they grow stronger. But others warned caution. If we underestimate them, we could lose more than just pride. The galaxy could change. Deep in the darkness of space, hidden from all eyes, the secret of humanity's strength waited. An ancient artifact discovered long ago on a forgotten moon held powers beyond imagination. The scientists of Earth had studied it, unlocking secrets that could turn the tide. Captain Rachel knew that to face the Clither, humanity would need to use every advantage, courage, technology, and the will to survive against impossible odds. As the Aurora prepared for the next mission, Rachel stood on the observation deck, staring into the endless night. "The galaxy thinks we are weak," she whispered. "They don't know what's coming." The silent empire was about to hear humanity's roar. The Clither fleet moved swiftly through the cold emptiness of space. Their warships, massive and deadly, cut through the darkness like hunters on the prow. The Clither leaders were confident humans were weak, their technology primitive. Crushing Earth would be as easy as crushing an insect beneath a boot. But they underestimated one thing: humanity's fierce will to survive. Captain Rachel Stone stood on the bridge of the Aurora, her eyes fixed on the stars ahead. The small human fleet was outnumbered and outgunned, but her crew was ready. They had trained for this moment to face the greatest enemy the galaxy had ever known. "Enemy fleet detected," came the voice of Lieutenant Park, monitoring the sensors. "Multiple Clither warships approaching fast." Rachel nodded. "Prepare for battle. Shields up. Weapons online. We fight for Earth." The Clither flagship appeared on the horizon, a dark and terrible giant with rows of glowing weapons.
There.
Commanders sneered through translators, sending cold messages of surrender. But Rachel refused to back down. "Tell them we do not surrender," she said quietly. "Tell them we will fight." The battle began with sudden fury. Clither warships unleashed waves of plasma bolts and missiles, lighting up the void. The human ships dodged and weaved, using speed and clever tactics to avoid destruction. Rachel's ship darted through enemy fire, striking back with precision lasers and explosive drones. Her crew worked as one, calm, focused, determined. Despite their small size, human fighters showed surprising skill. They targeted weak points in the Clither ships, disabling weapons and engines. The Clither were shocked. No one had ever dared fight back like this. As the battle raged, the humans used their secret weapon, the Echo Drive. This technology, reverse-engineered from the ancient artifact found in deep space, allowed ships to make short bursts of incredible speed, appearing and disappearing in the blink of an eye. The Clither could not predict or track these movements. It was as if the humans were ghosts, striking quickly and vanishing before they could be hit. Lieutenant Park called out, "Echo Drive engaged," targeting enemy command ship. Rachel gave the order, "All weapons, fire on my mark, ... now." Explosions rocked the Clither flagship. Its shields flickered and failed. The massive ship staggered, throwing off its formation. But the Clither were not defeated yet. Their warriors were fierce, their rage growing. Suddenly, a massive Clither dreadnought emerged from a hidden warp gate, its hull bristling with weapons. The tides of battle shifted. The human fleet was pushed back, forced to retreat. Rachel knew they could not win this fight outright. Not yet. Fall back. Regroup at Orion Station. We will fight another day. The Aurora led the retreat, weaving through enemy fire, protecting the weaker transports carrying civilians and supplies. Back at Orion Station, the human fleet limped home. The cost had been high, but the message was clear. Humans were not prey, they were fighters. In secret, the Clither Council met again. This time, fear had replaced confidence. "These humans use strange technology," warned one warlord. "They fight with a cunning we did not expect." Another warlord growled, "We must crush them before they grow stronger, or the Empire will fall." Meanwhile, on Earth, news of the battle spread quickly. Humanity was waking up to a new reality. The galaxy was vast and dangerous. The peaceful days were over. Captain Rachel met with Earth's leaders, sharing what she had learned. "The Clither believe we are weak. We must prove them wrong. We must unite and prepare for war. Scientists worked around the clock to improve the echo drive and weapons. Engineers modified ships to be faster and stronger. Soldiers trained harder, ready to defend their home. But the humans also began to send messages, calls for peace and negotiation. They hoped to show that humanity could be more than just warriors. The Clither ignored the offers, seeing them as weakness. But some among the other alien species listened carefully. The humans were different, unpredictable, courageous, and dangerous. Deep in the darkness, hidden spies watched both sides. The war was only just beginning. Captain Rachel stood once more on the bridge of the Aurora, looking toward the stars. "They came to conquer us," she said softly, "but they will learn humanity fights back." The galaxy's greatest battle was about to unfold. The battle at the edge of the Clither Empire was only the beginning. The shock of humanity's unexpected resistance sent ripples across the galaxy. The Clither were fierce, but they had never faced an enemy quite like this. Back on Earth, Captain, Rachel Stone and her team gathered in the deep chambers of the United Earth Space Command. The room hummed with quiet tension. Scientists, military leaders, and diplomats all waited for the latest intelligence. Dr. Lena Harris stepped forward, holding a datapad. "What we discovered changes everything," she said. "Our technology alone is not enough, but we have something else, something ancient." The room grew silent, eyes fixed on Lena as she explained the secret humanity had uncovered. An ancient alien artifact hidden on a forgotten moon in the far reaches of their solar system. This artifact emitted strange energy fields, like anything humans had ever seen. Using the artifact's technology, Lena continued, "We've developed the Echo Drive, a propulsion system that allows near-instantaneous bursts of speed and cloaking. It gives our ships an edge that even the Clither can't predict." Captain Rachel's face lit with determination. "This changes the game. We can fight on our terms, strike fast, and vanish before they can respond." But the artifact held more secrets. Scientists found it could amplify energy weapons and even interfere with Clither communication systems. It was a power that could level the playing field. News of this secret spread quickly within human ranks, but it was kept hidden from most outsiders. Humanity could not afford to reveal its advantage too soon. Meanwhile, across the stars, whispers of the artifact reached other alien races. Many had suffered under the Clither's rule and longed for freedom. They watched humanity with growing hope. Yet the Clither were not blind. They sensed the shift in power and tightened their grip. The High Council debated fiercely. "We cannot allow humans to grow stronger," hissed Warlord Czar. "Their technology is dangerous. We must destroy their source, the artifact, before they unlock its full power." Others warned caution. "If we attack recklessly, we risk exposing our weaknesses. The humans may be a threat, but we must be smarter." As the Clither planned their next move, humans prepared for war. Captain Rachel led a secret mission to the moon where the artifact was hidden. The team included scientists and elite soldiers. Their goal was to secure and protect the ancient technology at all costs. The journey was perilous. The moon's surface was harsh and hostile, with strange storms and deadly creatures that seemed to guard the artifact. But the humans were prepared. They set up a secure base and began studying the artifact's power. One night, as Rachel studied the glowing core of the device, she felt a strange energy coursing through her. The artifact seemed almost alive, aware. "This isn't just technology," she whispered. "It's something more." Suddenly, alarms blared. Clither scouts had discovered the base. The humans scrambled into action. The Clither forces were fast and brutal, but the humans used their new technology to outmaneuver and repel them. Rachel fought fiercely, leading her team through the chaos. They held the base, but the battle was just the start. The Clither now knew that humanity possessed a power that could change the fate of the galaxy back on Earth. The leaders made a choice. They would no longer hide. It was time to show the galaxy that humanity had arrived strong, united, and ready to fight for their place among the stars. The secret was out. The Silent Empire was about to face a new challenger, one that would not be easily defeated. Rachel stood on the artifact moon.
At the stars.
We have the power to change everything, she said. Now, we must use it wisely. The galaxy is watching. It's somewhere in the darkness. The Clither watched back, plotting their next move. The galaxy was changing, quietly but surely. The once silent empire of the Clither was no longer unchallenged. Far beyond the reach of Earth's colonies, other alien species whispered in secret. They had suffered under the Clither's ruthless rule for centuries, living in fear and silence. But now, fueled by humanity's defiance, those whispers were turning into calls for rebellion. Captain Rachel Stone watched the reports coming in from across the stars. Small rebellions were breaking out, coordinated strikes on Clither outposts, sabotage of supply lines and secret meetings among species who had never dared to unite before. The humans had become a symbol of hope. "We are not alone," Rachel said to her crew aboard the Aurora. "The galaxy is waking up." The Clither, however, were growing desperate. The High Council met again in their shadowed halls, their one solid. Control, fracturing like cracked ice. Rebellion spreads like wildfire, growled High Warlord Czar. "We face enemies not only outside, but inside our own ranks." Indeed, fear and doubt were spreading among the Clither themselves. Some warlords believed the old ways were failing. Others refused to surrender their power, causing deadly rivalries that weakened their empire from within. In the darkness, spies and traitors emerged. One such traitor was Zalthar, a high-ranking Clither general. Disgusted by the cruelty of his own people and inspired by the humans' courage, he secretly reached out to Captain Rachel. Their first secret meeting was tense. Rachel did not trust easily, but she knew the importance of allies. "You risk everything by helping us," she warned. Zalthar's eyes were hard but sincere. "I have seen too much death. The Clither Empire will fall, either from without or within. I choose to fight for a better future." With his knowledge of Clither strategies and weaknesses, the humans gained a powerful advantage. They planned daring attacks that struck deep into enemy territory, crippling key military installations. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the United Earth Space Command worked to strengthen alliances with other alien species willing to rebel. Ambassadors traveled secretly, building trust and offering hope. Small rebel fleets grew larger. The Clither were forced to split their forces, trying to contain uprisings on multiple fronts. Their once powerful war machines now struggled to keep order. Rachel led a covert mission to rescue captured rebels from a heavily guarded prison planet. The mission was dangerous, but her team succeeded against all odds. The daring rescue became a rallying cry for the rebellion. Yet shadows of doubt remained. Who could be trusted? Which allies might betray them for power or survival? The traitor within the Clither ranks was still unknown to most, a hidden force working to bring down the Empire from inside. Every victory came with a price. Battles left scars and losses weighed heavily on Rachel's shoulders. She kept pushing forward, knowing that failure meant the end of freedom for many. One night, as Rachel studied a star map, her comm unit beeped urgently. "Captain, unidentified. Ships approaching fast." Her heart quickened. Was this a trap, or help arriving just in time? The unknown fleet emerged from the shadows of space. They were unlike any species Rachel had seen, fierce warriors. Covered in armor, their ships sleek and deadly. The galaxy's predators had met their match. The war for freedom had only just begun. Rachel prepared her crew. "Stand ready. Whatever comes next, we fight together." And in the dark, the silent empire trembled. The mysterious fleet that arrived on the edge of the rebellion's territory was unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. Their ships were sleek, moving with precision and power, their weapons humming with a strange energy. They called themselves the Virex, an ancient warrior race that had long stayed hidden from galactic affairs. Their arrival shocked both humans and Clither alike. Captain Rachel Stone watched the Virex fleet from the bridge of the Aurora, her mind racing. Who are they? Why have they chosen to join us now? The Virex commander, a towering figure, clad in dark armor, hailed the Aurora. "We have watched the Clither for centuries. Their reign has brought death and despair. We come to end their empire." Though wary, Rachel knew that the Virex were powerful allies. Their advanced technology and fierce combat skills could change the balance of power. Together, humans, rebels, and Virex warriors planned their next move, a daring attack on the Clither's central command station, located on a massive space station orbiting a dead star. Destroying it would cripple the Clithers' ability to coordinate their fleets and control their empire. Preparation took weeks. Scientists worked to enhance the Echo Drive. Soldiers trained endlessly, and strategists devised plans to infiltrate the station's defenses. Rachel's team was chosen for the most dangerous part: to sneak inside the station and disable its core systems from within. On the day of the attack, tension filled the air. The fleet moved silently through space, cloaked and ready to strike. The battle began with a sudden blast of energy. Clither responded fiercely, sending waves of fighters and heavy warships. Explosions lit the void as fleets clashed in deadly dance. Inside the station, Rachel led her team through dark corridors, avoiding patrols and security drones. Every step was a risk. One wrong move could mean death. They reached the core chamber, a massive room pulsing with energy. The station's control systems were centered here, guarded by the most advanced security measures, using a combination of hacking devices and brute force. The team began to disable the systems. Alarms blared as they worked, signaling their presence. The Clither guards rushed to stop them. Fierce fight broke out. Lasers flashed. Explosions echoed through the metal halls. Rachel fought with determination, her mind focused on the mission. Her team held the line, pushing forward despite the danger. Finally, the core systems shut down. The space station shuddered as power faltered. Outside, the Clither fleet grew confused and disorganized. The loss of their command center threw their forces into chaos. Seizing the moment, the Virex fleet unleashed a devastating assault. Breaking through the Clither defenses, the tide of battle had turned, but victory came at a cost. Many brave fighters were lost. The Aurora itself sustained heavy damage. Rachel stood on the observation deck, watching the stars as the Clither retreated. "This is only the beginning," she said softly. "The Empire will fight back harder than ever." Back on Earth, leaders prepared for the next phase. The rebellion had hope. But the war was far from over. The galaxy was watching, and humanity had proven it would not be ruled. The Silent Empire was breaking. The battle had shaken the Clither Empire to its core. Their mighty command station lay in ruins, their fleet scattered and demoralized. But the victory came with a heavy price for humanity and their allies. Captain Rachel Stone looked over the Aurora's damaged hull, scars of war visible in every dent and burn mark. Many of her crew were injured, some lost forever. The joy of victory was shadowed by grief and exhaustion. "We won this battle," Rachel said quietly to her second-in-command, Lieutenant Park. "But the war is far from over. The Clither will come back stronger. We have to be ready." The human fleet limped back to Orion Station, their main base, where engineers worked day and night to repair ships and tend to the wounded. The atmosphere was tense. Every soldier knew the cost of the fight for freedom. Meanwhile, the Virex warriors held their own mourning rituals. Their fierce culture honored those lost in battle with solemn ceremonies, strengthening their resolve. The alliance between humans, Virex, and other rebel species was growing stronger, but it was fragile. Differences in language, culture, and history sometimes led to mistrust and misunderstandings. Rachel worked hard to keep everyone united. During a strategy meeting, Dr. Lena Harris shared troubling news. "Our scans detect a new Clither weapon being developed deep in their territory, super weapon that could destroy entire planets." The room fell silent. The stakes had just been raised. "We cannot allow that," Rachel said firmly. "Must strike before it's ready." Plans were made for a dangerous covert mission to infiltrate the Clither research facility and gather information on the super weapon. Rachel personally led the team, a small group of elite soldiers and scientists. The mission was risky, but necessary. On the planet's surface, they faced hostile terrain and advanced security systems. The team moved carefully, avoiding patrols and hidden traps. Inside the research facility, they discovered horrifying details. The Clither were building a weapon powered by dark energy, capable of wiping out entire star systems. Time was running out. The team managed to steal vital data and sabotage the weapon's construction, but not without alerting Clithar forces. A desperate chase began as enemy troops pursued them through underground tunnels and dense alien jungles. Rachel's leadership and quick thinking kept the team alive. They reached extraction just as the facility exploded behind them. Back at Orion Station, the stolen data was analyzed. The scientists confirmed the threat was real and immediate. Earth's leaders debated fiercely. Some urged caution and defense. Others pushed for a bold strike to destroy the weapon's main power source. Rachel argued for action. If we wait, the Clither will have the power to end us all. We must fight now. The decision was made. The Alliance prepared for a daring assault on the heart of the Clither. Empire, as ships readied weapons and crews prepared for battle, Rachel stood on the bridge of the Aurora, gazing into the darkness. The price of victory is high, she thought, but freedom is worth every sacrifice. The final war for the galaxy's future was about to begin. The time had come. The Alliance fleet gathered in the shadow of the Clither homeworld, dark and forbidding planet surrounded by a thick armor of warships and defense grids. The Clither had regrouped quickly, their anger burning hotter than ever after the loss of their command station and the sabotage of their SUPERWEAPON. Captain. Rachel Stone stood on the bridge of the Aurora, her eyes fixed on the swirling clouds above the enemy planet. The stars seemed to hold their breath. "This is it," she said softly. "We either end this war today, or we lose everything." The Allied fleet was massive, but still smaller than the Clither Armada. Every ship was battle-ready, filled with determined soldiers and pilots who had fought through countless battles. They knew the risks, but they also knew what was at stake. Freedom for all species, enslaved by the Clither Empire. General Varric of the Virix warriors stood beside Rachel, his armor shining under the bridge lights. "The Clither fight with fury, but they lack our will. We will win." Rachel nodded. "Then let's give them a fight they will never forget." The plan was bold and dangerous. The fleet would split into two groups. One, led by the Virix, would attack the heavily fortified space stations guarding the planet, drawing Clither forces into battle. The other, led by Rachel, would take a stealth squadron through a secret passage, an asteroid belt known only to few. To land directly on the planet's surface and destroy the Clither's central power core, the fleet moved silently through space, cloaked to avoid detection. The tension was thick as they approached the battle zone. Suddenly, alarms blared across the Aurora. The Clither had detected them. "Battle stations," Rachel shouted. Explosions rocked the fleet as Clither warships launched volleys of plasma and missiles. The Virix fleet engaged fiercely, their ships moving with deadly precision. On the surface, Rachel and her team landed in the shadow of towering citadels, surrounded by razor-sharp energy fences. They moved carefully through alien ruins, avoiding patrols and security drones. Inside the power core facility, the atmosphere was thick with heat and electricity. The hum of energy was almost deafening. Using explosives and hacking devices, the team set charges around the core. The countdown began. Suddenly, the doors slammed open. Clither soldiers poured in, weapons ready. A fierce firefight erupted. Rachel's team fought with everything they had: laser blasts, grenades, sheer determination. The countdown neared 0. Rachel saw a Clither commander raise a weapon to fire. She fired first, hitting him squarely. Her team pushed forward. With seconds to spare, the charges detonated. A massive explosion ripped through the facility, shaking the planet. Back in space, the Virix fleet had won their battle. Breaking through enemy lines and protecting the retreat of Allied ships, the Clither homeworld shook as power grids failed and defenses collapsed. For the first time in centuries, The Empire was vulnerable. Rachel's voice came over the coms. Calm but victorious. Power core destroyed. Mission complete. Cheers echoed across the fleet, but the battle was not yet over. The Clither. High Council broadcast a final message, a warning and a threat. This is not the end. The Clither will return. All who oppose us will perish. Rachel looked out. At the stars, her heart steady. Let them come, she said. We will be ready. The galaxy had changed forever. The Clither Empire's power was broken, but the war's scars ran deep after the destruction of their homeworld's power core. And the devastating defeat of their fleets, the once mighty empire was in chaos. The High Council had fallen, and the surviving warlords scrambled for control. Captain Rachel Stone and her allies stood victorious. The victory was only the beginning. Back on Earth and across the galaxy, celebrations lit the skies. Species. Long oppressed rejoiced in newfound freedom. But Rachel knew peace was fragile. The Alliance's leaders gathered in the rebuilt halls of Orion stationed to decide the galaxy's future. We have torn down an empire, Rachel told the Council. Now we must build a new order, one where all species live free and equal. It was a difficult path. Old fears and rivalries lingered. Some species distrusted humans, others worried about new powers rising in the void. Rachel understood. Trust is earned, not given. We must work together, not just for ourselves, but for all who call this galaxy home. A new council was formed, representing the many worlds and peoples who had fought for freedom. Diplomats, warriors, and thinkers united to rebuild. Rachel was chosen as a leader, a symbol of hope and strength. She accepted the responsibility with humility. But peace was not guaranteed. In the shadows beyond the new alliance's reach, remnants of the Clither plotted revenge. Their hatred burned brighter than ever. Rumors whispered of secret weapons, dark forces gathering to reclaim lost power. Rachel never forgot the warning from the Clither High Council, "We will return." So she prepared, training new generations of fighters, sharing the secrets of the ancient artifact, strengthening bonds among the stars. These were her new battles. One evening, as Rachel stood on the observation deck of Orion Station, looking out into the endless night, she felt a quiet strength within her. The galaxy was vast and full of unknown dangers, but also endless possibilities. A new dawn was rising. Humanity had arrived, not just as survivors, but as guardians of the stars. And whatever came next, they would face it together. The silent empire was no more. The galaxy was free.